Hello, 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 and welcome to the channel. My name is Ralph. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you hadn't heard, today we're going to be talking about this right here.
I'm announcing a historic action to rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor, and worse. This is Liberation Day in D.C., and we're going to take our capital back. We're taking it back under the authorities vested in me as the President of the United States. I'm officially invoking Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act. You know what that is? And placing the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control.
And you'll never guess who's freaking out about that.
D.C. is now under military occupation, with Trump saying he's coming for Chicago and New York next, which has prompted many Americans to say these are the moves of a dictator. Now, as far as what we're seeing, he's activated 800 National Guard soldiers to occupy D.C. He's also taken control over the D.C. Metropolitan Police. You've got Trump saying that he'll be targeting homeless people and what he called bloodthirsty criminals. Trump also saying if you do so much as touch or even think about destroying a statue or monument in Washington, D.C., you go to jail for 10 years. But many saying this is the first time a U.S. president has advocated for jailing Americans for simply thinking and having thoughts. You also had Trump saying that DC is like Baghdad, but also keep in mind crime's actually down in DC. In fact, not only has it been down for 2 years, crime's been going down across the United States for 2 years now. I mean, arguably, if crime increased in DC in 2025, it would be because he moved there. And as far as what we're seeing now, you have many saying, just like he did in Los Angeles, you have Trump creating a fake crisis, and now he's seeking to solve this fake crisis by using the military on civilians. All while you have Governor J.B. Pritzker responding to Trump's threats to Chicago saying, let's not lie to the public. You and I both know you have no authority to take over Chicago. By the way, where are the Epstein files? And that is Governor Gavin Newsom saying he was just getting warmed up in Los Angeles. He will gaslight his way into militarizing any city he wants in America. This is what dictators do, right? All of this is you had Dan Carlin, the host of the largest history podcast in the world, saying today, those of you who don't know what authoritarianism looks like, this is it. And this isn't partisan. This is the time for choosing. Do you support the constitutional republic or this one person? If you don't see it, it's either because you are so blinded by your own partisanship and brainwashing, or it's because you've wanted a dictator all along. But hey, while you can, follow to stay in the loop.
All right, so there you have it. You've got your all too common calls of authoritarianism from the usual suspects, as to be expected. And then you've also got an argument that this is unnecessary because crime is at a 30-year low in old DC over there. But if you actually take a look, it's still the fourth highest homicide rate in the country when compared to other cities. So it's like, what's the point? Does it really matter if you got 35% less shit in a shit sandwich? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it really a metric? Is like favela to absolute complete war zone really the metric that we should have in our capital? That just seems absurd. Doesn't make any goddamn sense to me. This is the capital of our nation. It should be of the cleanest, safest, most technologically forward countries or state or cities. Fuck me, in the country. Um, but it's not. All I've heard my entire life is that the place is dirty and it's fucking dangerous. And despite what they may say of a 30-year low, we're still looking at record high murders. Last year was, I believe, a record 207, something like that, 200 plus murders. And this year we're already at 99. Um, they're talking, the past few years have been the highest murder rate since 2008. That's almost 20 years. So they can talk about 30-year low crime rates, but murders. uh, So what does it really matter? I'd rather get robbed than killed. Shit. Um, and despite what they say right here from Newsweek.com, well, compared to other states, Washington D.C. had a lower number of crimes against persons, with Texas having the highest number at 479,367, followed by California and New York. However, when population is considered, and it's population when you actually um, ratio it, what's the ratio? Given these states are among the most populated in the country, the rate of crime in Washington D.C. appears to outweigh that of these more populated states. And do you know who you can thank for that? This guy right here, Matthew M. Graves. Matthew Michael Graves, born 1975. American lawyer who served as the United States Attorney for the District of Columbia from 2021 to 2025. And you look right here, Morsi DC arrest prosecuted as U.S. Attorney pushes back on criticism. The criticism, of course, being his soft on crime policies. After months of criticism that a lack of criminal prosecutions hurt crime fighting in D.C. amid a crime wave, U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, Matthew Graves, announced an increase for the most recent 12 months Thursday afternoon. And this was posted October 19th of 2023. So, they're talking about how things are getting better. But of course, it's only after the soft on crime a prosecutor was criticized and criticized. And in fact, it took I believe, mugging? Someone got mugged. For absolutely too many cases. I'm going to go forward with thousands custody. Were not prosecuted. Woo! 2 of every 3 criminal arrests in D.C. were not prosecuted. 67% in fiscal year 2023. That is wild. They're just letting these people go. There's no wonder why people are running around without abandon. And it took criticisms, and then now Trump and his new prosecutor to get things in line. And it's about time. And what the fuck am I paying taxes for if I'm not getting any services? If we can't keep our own capital safe, what are we paying taxes for? Because I highly doubt anybody else is going to be able to be kept safe. So I'm not mad at it. Yeah. All right. Take it over. Get that city cleaned up, man. Let's get things running right again. Because these criminals just running around doing whatever they please, get a slap on the wrist, get out, run around, do whatever they please, get another slap on the wrist, and eventually they end up killing somebody or maiming somebody. Like seriously, permanently doing harm to an individual that didn't deserve it. All right, so there you have it. That's gonna be about it for this video. Let me know in the comments how you feel. Would you like to see more proactive law enforcement across the country in these high crime cities? Be it Trump using the military or just local enforcement. Or are you one of the pro crime folks that would rather see these criminals continue to go unprosecuted and released back on the streets to commit more crimes? Hash it out in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Later, Gators.